Good, whatever time of the day it is you happen to be listening. This is the P&A Podcast Express. We are at the STD in downtown Deckerville. Is this downtown?
The West End.
This is the West End, yeah.
It's down near the tracks where people, yeah.
This used to be called the West End.
It used to be called the West End. It's still referred to by a lot of people as the West End.
Yes, being that it is on the West End.
We kind of branded it Ye Old STD.
Yes, as it is.
Right, Silver Tavern Deckerville, Ye
Yes.
Old STD.
Yes, but we are here, and we're doing a podcast.
We are?
First time.
And we're going to release it on Monday morning at 7 a.m.
Monday mornings at 7 a.m.
We met in band camp.
This is my good friend Pericles.
I have 9 pictures of Jesus on the wall in a weird array.
Oh, boy.
I don't like to spread my Jesus out.
You know, I did think last night watching the Super Bowl, speaking of such things, I did think last night watching the Super Bowl, a carpenter cannot afford those commercials.
Right?
What were they doing?
What the hell, man, right? Jesus is buying commercial time now?
Apparently, yeah.
The meme we shared out today. That 14 million could have fed a lot of people.
I'd have fed you all, but I had to get 2 Super Bowl commercials. Oh, dear Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 3 quarters of that game just
trash.
horrible.
Just a flaming dumpster fire.
And I heard somewhere there was a count, there was 17 cuts to Taylor Swift.
17. Your over-under was 11, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I said 11 in the first half.
Oh, the first half. So it was close, probably.
So the one thing I did notice, they immediately cut to her. Immediately. When they immediately cut to her right after the clock hit 0.
Right.
I thought that was terrible.
Right.
It's like, Jesus, NFL.
Right?
Didn't you make enough money off of the Jesus ads to not have to cut
To Taylor Swift.
Swift for her reaction? She doesn't even understand football. She's like, they kicked a goal.
Do math. Yeah. Well, the Jesus commercials, and they had to cut to the satanic portion of things. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Demonic, whatever you will.
Oh, it was bad.
Because Taylor Swift, right? We've seen that thing where she's actually like 4,000 years old or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I was not impressed.
Unimpressed.
Wasn't happy with the game. Didn't think the game was great. Wasn't happy our Lions weren't there because I hate to say it, in a low-scoring game like that would have totally favored them.
Oh, yeah.
And Dan Campbell would have went for the touchdown, and they'd have won.
It would have went for the jugular.
Yep.
Dan Campbell.
Motor City Dan Campbell.
Riverboat Dan.
Yep.
He'd have been like, fuck you, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it was a Super Bowl, I guess.
That guy's got balls.
Now, for as far as funny commercials, the Danny DeVito.
Yeah, the Twins reference.
Yeah.
That was the best one.
That was solid. Yo, backstabber.
Yo, backstabber. What is
No,
it?
I'm a backstabber.
I'm a backstabber. Yeah. Oh, it was funny. Neighbor. Danny DeVito pinch hits for him. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
But that was the only one I thought, wow, that was a great commercial.
+1 for a Twins reference.
Yeah. Were there any that stuck out to you?
Probably didn't even understand it.
Half the people probably didn't understand it. No, really. Most of them just seemed terrible to me.
Yeah, the Swifties didn't understand it.
Right. They're like, what? I don't know. Everybody's complaining today about something, but it's very interesting to see what they're complaining about.
Oh, yeah.
Like somebody's like, how dare you, Travis Kelce, keep making Beastie Boys references? You weren't even born in 1986. It's like, who cares? It's music, you know?
He can't be a fan of
Yeah.
somebody that made music before he was alive.
Apparently not. So
So you Elvis lovers can go
and
fuck
fuck
off.
you, Beatles fans. Yeah.
There shouldn't be none.
Because most of you were probably not even born yet.
Exactly.
Oh, whoa. I got to... There you go. Yeah, just I couldn't believe that. Somebody's like, oh, Travis Kelce, how dare you make that Beastie Boys reference again?
Are you being troublemaker over here?
His post-game interviews are weird.
They are.
I don't think there's much to him depth-wise. I'm just...
His brother carries their podcast.
Yeah, I've heard.
If you've ever watched, I haven't watched it a lot, but if you've ever watched any of it,
Yeah.
his brother is the brains of that operation.
Yeah.
And
I really sense that.
he is not dumb in like a Gronk fake dumb kind of way.
Yeah, Gronk's a fake dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. Not in an ironic, I want to be famous and funny kind of way. It's more like a lot of concussions. I should have practiced wearing a helmet more.
A proper fitting helmet at that. Back in the day, we got to get you some napkins around here. I think I moved them. Yeah, I moved them over to the other
I
table.
don't know if there were any on that.
There are some on that one. I can see them from here.
Oh,
Napkins.
Yeah, a couple napkins. I'm all verklempt.
You'll have that.
Yeah, I'm all
So
stuffed up.
the big game of, I mean, it went to overtime again, so the NFL loved that. Oh, and just the people that bombarded, of course, social media saying, this is why we should start it at 4 o'clock, just like in normal Sundays.
Yeah, so the people on the East Coast or the West Coast have to be up at 8
Yeah.
a.m. to watch it.
Yeah, to watch it and watch the pregame and everything else. You know what? Just like a third of the viewing audience.
It's always been at that time, hasn't it?
Yeah, the Super
Yeah.
Bowl's always been about 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah. The other thing that I thought was amazing is, why did we do a different overtime in the Super Bowl? Well,
Because in regular season, it can end in a fucking tie.
and the regular season, that costs the Lions a game. Mm-hmm. Because I hate
Against the
overtime
Seahawks.
rules. Yeah, I hate the overtime rules. But it wasn't new either. They put this in a few years ago for the playoffs, and we just haven't had an overtime playoff game. So people are stupid.
I even saw somebody said the officials need to call more penalties. Like, what? All season long, you're like, what the hell, man? And then you hit the Superb Owl, and they're like, they need to call more penalties.
There needs to be more flags.
That's right.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was watching the game, and I'm like, you know what this could use?
More interruptions.
More yellow.
Yes. What are some other absurd ones I've seen? Oh,
There
just
was a big fight on the Santa County hockey thing because on their squares thing that they did, they
Yeah.
said it was the fourth quarter
oh.
score. Did you see that?
Yeah, squares. So historically, here's a tip. Every squares that I ever run now or I've seen, and I tell them, you have to make it perfectly clear if the game goes to overtime, the final score is the final score for the payout, not the end of the fourth quarter.
Right.
Well, they didn't make it.
And they
clear.
didn't make it
All the
clear.
people that are ticked right off.
Well, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Whoops. If you gambled that solely for the purpose of winning, then you can go fuck off anyways.
It's a fundraiser.
Yeah, exactly.
Now in your office pool with Joe Schmo running it, where, it's not for profit, which, god damn, this one, and I think their squares, I mentioned it, they're taking 50% off the top. Normally most of them take 20% and pay out the rest. But this squares, they were taking half of it, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
that's intense. Mostly I've seen
Well-
take 20%.
Do you know how much it takes to keep that hockey arena open?
A ton.
And it was one thing when it was like really popular and they had like 8 teams and they had people coming in from all over and the skate rentals and stuff were actually making them money, but it's not anymore. I mean, they started they've got so many hockey teams out now, like from around the area that come in and practice there, that there's no open skate time anymore.
I know, I've noticed that.
And a lot of these teams can't afford to pay for the ice time and everything, so they're trying to keep it all afloat and open. And I dare say I don't think Gordy is shoveling any more money towards
He's
it.
busy building a bridge.
Yeah. So
Which, trivia, that still pisses me off.
yeah,
I gave it to him. It's like it's not a bridge yet. It doesn't even connect.
There's no docking. No docking. None whatsoever.
Ugh.
So yeah, I'm I don't know. People are just gonna bitch about everything, and unfortunately, social media, as much as I want it to make us money, gives stupid people a voice
It really does.
because they can't set up a podcast.
Right. Why do they keep having to show Taylor Swift? You leave Taylor alone.
You know, they're in love.
She's so poor and downtrodden that Joe Schmo on their fucking Facebook feed with their 170 friends, their opinion's really going to affect Taylor Swift.
Did you enjoy my meme about Travis Kelce singing Taylor Swift?
Right. People are going off about that. How could he yell at his coach like that?
Oh, that happens all the time in the NFL.
It does.
Because I hate to say it, a coach in the NFL is not, they're a coworker. They're not necessarily an authority figure.
Right.
And
well, how can you really? Those days are gone, and at one point they were. I'm going to say back in the Vince Lombardi days, like
Well, that's when he could just kill you.
Yeah. If I could kill someone with my mind, it would be you, and he'd think it, and they'd be dead.
Yes. And then somebody would make it so.
That's what happened to Bart Starr's career.
Exactly.
Well, after he won a couple Super Bowls, but
yeah.
it's okay.
People think Walter Payton died of disease, but he was killed off by
Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
Actually, that might have been Ditka.
Well, I was going to say Ditka.
Ditka.
He could have just backhanded him. It would have killed him.
Was it you that was telling the story about Ditka and his hands were huge, like massive?
Yeah, like I could have put my wrist in
like
his
this dude just
Super
had
Bowl
like
finger.
Yeah.
So I reached over and shook his hand, and I watched my hand just disappear. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
You're like Ditka. Big
And I mean,
hands.
he's not that. He's tall, but he's not like that tall to have that big of hands. And Tom Nowatzki was there too, and his hands were monstrous. But I don't know how that guy was ever running back. Like 6'4", he had to go 320. I mean, now he's older and fatter, but I mean, after I met him, I looked back and looked at pictures of him, and it's like, dear God, he looks like most linemen.
Right. Could you imagine being a defensive back and just be like, eek?
170-pound safety that just gets run over by him.
So yeah, the Super Bowl. Other than what other complaints? So we would talk about Kelce yelling at the coach, cutting to Taylor Swift. The Vegas fans actually seem to be into it, though. They seem to be a good crowd there.
Oh, I would think it would be. I mean, they're a gambling town.
They're happy, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the few places they actually have something to do after the game, like, or during, before, and after the game. Whereas, like, when it was in fucking Jacksonville, people are like, "What the fuck do we do now?"
Oh yeah, no shit.
Where are we supposed to go now?
Well, Jacksonville.
Right? What other bummer of Super Bowl? I mean, it's been in Detroit a couple times. I don't think anybody's ever complained about that. Not now, not when it was at Ford Field. Maybe back in the day when it was at the Silverdome.
Was it ever at the Silverdome?
It was at the Silverdome.
Yeah, I guess I remember that.
Yeah. It was right around the same time that the big WrestleMania was there, too.
Yeah.
I believe still the largest attended live wrestling event in the world.
At the time, it was the most attended indoor event ever. And that's been broken a couple times since.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like 93,000 people there.
Yeah.
I was there.
That was Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. One of my
Which
memories-
RIP to both of those guys, even though Hulk Hogan's still alive, but he might as well be dead.
Yeah. His hairline's gone.
His liver is about the size of me.
Yeah.
If you look, that thing just sticks way out.
Oh, hell yeah. It always
Imagine
has.
the amount of steroids that thing's pumped through, though.
That's a lot of steroids, brother.
That's right.
I had to get my throat ready for that.
I noticed he did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Hulk Hogan.
I don't have a lot of impressions, but
I was there and I get it at the time, but what are the odds that he would become like one of the most famous and popular wrestlers of all time, though? They were far better as far as everything, technical skill, persona, like
Athletic prowess,
energy.
So I've heard people talk and he was in the right place at the right time.
Okay.
He went with the All-American persona. He's
Right at the right time, yeah.
And there were so many good bad guys at the time,
Yeah.
And there was. I mean, you look at some of the bad guys that were out there. You had King Kong Bundy, you had Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
You just had a lot of good bad guys.
Those guys embraced being bad guys. Now guys struggle with that in professional wrestling. I've heard.
Yeah, they don't want to be the heel.
They don't want to do the heel turn because they're like, I'm a baby face. Well, if you want to build your popularity, you can switch at some point. You can definitely flip. The Rock was a heel for a long time.
He's been back and forth 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he's flipped and flopped numerous times.
And now he's back there. What is he doing back in the WWE?
That is a ploy to cover up this scandal with Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
I just read a huge article in The Defector about that.
I kind of have a feeling that he is going to end up buying a good part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In order to help
save face and keep it as a promotion because Vince McMahon. And who the hell saw this coming? Vince McMahon is a sleazeball? I never saw that coming. Did you see that coming at any point?
A roided up asshole, a sleazeball?
And a sleazeball and a womanizer? I could never have pictured that.
No, never in a million years.
Paying women off because he, inappropriately groped them and everything like that. Come on. So out of character for Vince McMahon.
Does not seem like him at all.
He's a raging asshole. This is your weekly sarcastic segment brought to you by Tux Medicated Pads.
Yeah, if anybody who isn't like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I could totally picture that.
Yeah. Yep. Because when I heard it, I was like, took him long enough.
It's you wonder that about a lot of things though. These people with all this money hides a lot of shit.
Dude, Epstein.
I was just gonna say Pedophiland, yes.
He is dead and gone and still hiding shit.
Right? Mysteriously shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna set up a fund so that when I'm gone, shit still stays hidden.
Yeah. Picture of Epstein and his suicide prevention hotline, and there's just no number because he didn't kill himself.
Oh, that was pretty convenient, wasn't it?
Right?
Wow.
Everybody always says, "Oh, you just wait. They're going to blow the." They've been saying that for a couple of years now since he died.
Well, they released that thing, and it's like, okay, they released it. When this releases, everybody's going down. Well, okay, just because they're on that list just means they probably raped children. That not necessarily that they did, but just that they probably did. And
maybe they didn't. Okay. Whoa. Not necessarily rape children, but maybe did inappropriate things with children or said inappropriate things. Because rape's gone pretty far, but there's still a lot of other bad things you can do to children.
Maybe they just watched other people rape children.
Right. That's probably worse, in my opinion. If you're just standing by idly and enjoying it. You're definitely the bigger asshole in this story.
Yeah. Well, you're right up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, luckily, you and I do not have the fundage
to go to Pedophiland. No, to cover shit up.
No, seriously, when I went on Expedia, put in Pedophile Island, no flights.
Just none.
Not even on Spirit.
Not even on Spirit. That's funny. There's funny.
I mean, I thought there would be, but
I don't know. And is it the super wealthy just get bored? Is that why they do all these weird things?
I'm guessing so.
Can you fathom this? Can you roll this around? Because they do things that normal, decent human beings do not do.
That is true.
Is it, like I said, is it because they're bored because they have so much money? Or do you get to the point where you're like, what am I going to spend this money on? I don't know. I guess I don't have to spend any money if I just want to do weird things with this, insert whatever it is. That happens to be illegal.
I can't picture myself getting that bored. Can you?
No.
I got lots of things I would do if I had lots of money.
Right.
One of them is not diddle kids.
I don't diddle kids. No, this song's telling you. I don't diddle kids. Not a kid diddler.
Nobody younger than my daughter.
Yeah, you gotta have to look that up because that's a classic. But why do these super rich people do they? Is it part of the era of feeling you're untouchable too? Is that what it is?
Oh, I'm sure.
Those people are disgusting.
Like, I don't know. If I could think of illegal activities that if I was super rich that I would like want to get away with, it'd be stupid shit like doing 150 miles an hour down the expressway or something.
Well, exactly.
You
It'd be having a stupid fast car and doing
Right.
stupid fast things in that car.
know? Right. It wouldn't be like, unbelievable.
Or, go into Walmart, try on all the underwear, and then just be like, yeah, I'm just going to buy them.
Just I do like. God damn it! I'm not gonna buy them. Going bowling and renting shoes without wearing socks, like just living dangerously because you're wealthy, right?
Oh, exactly.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, the
See ya.
internet's not good here tonight.
Conversation, I always assumed we would be heavily involved.
This is bad. We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
You gotta write a song that says, ooh, I wouldn't do it with anybody younger than my daughter. No little kids, gotta be big, older than my wife, younger than my daughter, something like that.
You can tell he's totally riffing there.
I know. He's like,
No.
no.
Headache.
Classic. No.
Oh, I got a headache.
Oh, I got a headache. Isn't that where? So didn't he get hit in the nose? So his nose is all puffed up, and he had his mortician friend do his makeup, and he just
Yeah.
looks dreadful. His mortician's friend's like, I think you look good.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good episode.
Then you have to tell him to, like, at some point, sit down and eat something. He's like, okay, I brought a sandwich.
Yes. I like when he thinks that they're busted when the police come in and they bust somebody else. He's like, oh, it's not us.
It turns out, like, wasn't it half the audience or something
Yeah.
they busted?
Oh,
The one
boy.
guy that presented himself as all wholesome, like he's there from some ministry or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm here from so-and-so ministries, and we come to these things to offer scholarships or some shit.
Oh.
Come to find out, he's the one diddling kids.
Wonder how many times Joel Osteen is on that.
I don't know. Did you hear about this? I got to look this up. This the shooting at his megachurch yesterday.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Did you? So I got to get
Was that related to the Super Bowl?
maybe
Superb Owl?
Superb Owl. Okay, hold on. Let me look this up. I think. There's the problem.
I feel better now.
I think he does.
Lakewood Church, right? Is that the name of it? Yeah. All right, here we go. Shooter at Houston megachurch had lengthy criminal history, including weapons charges, police say. A woman who walked into a popular Texas megachurch Sunday afternoon with a long gun and her 7-year-old son opened fire before she was killed by law enforcement. Officers on scene. The gunfire left a child in critical condition and another man injured, officials say.
I did hear that they had a child in tow. I
So
did
she
not realize
took
it was
her-
a woman.
Yeah, a woman took her son. So apparently I thought maybe she had shot him, but apparently it was just in the crossfire. But yeah. So
Jeez,
the woman identified in a search warrant as Genesee Yvonne Moreno, 36, entered the megachurch shortly before 2 p.m. wearing a trench coat, unoriginal, and backpack and opened fire. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said in Sunday afternoon's news conference. Officers shot and killed her in self-defense after she pointed her weapon at them, according to the search warrant released Monday by the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office. Her son was shot in the head during the shooting and remains in the hospital Monday in critical condition, the police chief said.
Jeez.
It's unclear who fired the shot that injured the child. CNN has reached out to the police for more information.
Well, if he was really close, if he was standing close to her, and,
Right.
I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
Why would you take your 7-year-old son if you plan on going on a rampage?
well, are you?
people are disgusting.
Do you think that she's totally stable?
Obviously, you're not of right mind. I get that. I totally
Right.
understand.
I mean, it was probably like a Hello Kitty backpack too.
Hey, son, come watch this.
We're gonna go do something fun.
What
You
are
know,
the,
The sad part is if he lives, then he's going to have to live with that.
right?
But what his mom did is for his entire life.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe he's better off.
What do
not.
these people hope
He
to?
won't remember any of this part.
What do these people hope to accomplish? Like, it's that has to be a level of
Mental derangement.
super focused anger
Yeah.
at something very specific, because you know it's the end. And I've said this over and over again. My opinion is, if it's that bad, just off yourself and spare everybody else all
Well,
the pain.
see, I think a lot of people just think, well, I can't do it myself, so I'm going to do something where it's,
It's inevitable.
Well, then,
death by suicide, basically, that you're.
right. Well, don't kill innocent people then. I mean, point the gun at the cops, yell a little bit, and they'll take care of the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? You don't even have
Like-
to fire a shot.
It could be a toy gun, or you could just be
Yeah.
black.
You don't even have to do anything if you're black. Just walk
No.
out in front of a cop and
Exactly.
ring
Just-
somebody's doorbell. Remember that shit?
A deranged woman in blackface was killed.
Jesus Christ. Black people are outraged. And you're like, wait a minute. Why are they outraged? Are they outraged the woman was in blackface, or that they killed somebody that they thought was black that was in blackface?
Yes. That there would be, they'd be split down the middle, half and half.
It would cause a riot.
Yes. The riot would be all white people.
Right.
And they'd be someplace awful like Wisconsin.
That's usually it, too. You know, that's the thing. So
They'll have some
protesting and rioting is a very white people thing, because black people are like, I'm not going to get involved in that shit. They
Yes.
see me out there, I'm a target,
That's how a brother gets killed.
right? Oh, hell no.
And they always have some terrible chant,
Yeah.
We're white, we're mad, we're from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, that makes sense.
We're white, we're mad, we're from Milwaukee.
Those are all very obvious things.
Like we could tell. We could tell.
We're trying to fight the oppression of what we don't know.
You know, it's a weird thing that white people do. They
It
pick
is.
these random causes and they feel really like passionate about it. And you'll see them posting everything on like social medias, or you'll talk to them and let me tell you about the apartheid in South Africa. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? That happened before you were even born.
So I saw a comedian went out. He was polling people at a college campus, and he's like, I'm taking a poll. Can you answer a couple of questions for me? And he asked a couple of questions, and then he's like, so studies have shown, it's come out that Barack Obama was only elected president because he was black. And how do you feel about that? Well, I feel if he was elected only because he was black, that's wrong. People should. And it was just hilarious.
Right.
Like his whole part of that, after talking about it, he's like, I polled all white people, and they all were like, well, he should have been elected because he could be a great president, not because he was black. And he cites some made up thing, and they all act like they've heard about it.
Like, all right. So this said,
4 plus 4, they say now equals 7. Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah. Jesus, the damnedest thing, the government, man.
Yeah, they taken one away from us.
The government, they're just out here wilding out, man. They're just doing whatever they want to do.
You take 2 zeros, you stack them on top of each other. They call it 8, but they take one away and call it 7 now. I don't understand.
And you're like, do you realize the government initiative to do this cost the taxpayers $1.2 billion? I know. I pay my taxes, and, I'm just happy somebody's on top of it.
Could have bought like 7 Jesus commercials for that.
Right.
Oh, boy. I don't get it.
I trust the government because I get a check from them every month, so it's okay.
They say a lot of things that mean a lot of different stuff to different people, and I like that.
They use a lot of words, and I like that.
When politicians talk, they say it in English. I speak English, so I can identify with that.
Because I tell you what, if somebody got up there and wanted to try to be elected and was speaking Spanish, ain't no way.
I heard politicians say ain't the other day.
That's
they
right.
ain't gonna do it. And I thought, well, I ain't gonna do it either. I say ain't.
Right?
They're just like me.
They're just like me. Politicians are just like me.
You know, make $38,000 a year at my job as a McDonald's manager, but somehow, just like politicians, I'm worth $7.8 million.
Exactly. Saw a politician giving a speech. They had a sign language interpreter up there. Never voting for that asshole, because screw those deaf people.
Oh,
They should learn to read Braille like the rest of us.
well, it is true that sign language always falls on deaf ears.
Yeah. Right?
How do you yell in sign language? Do you got to like throw it at them?
I think you just jump up and you're very animated. Right?
Oh,
What was I was watching a clip the other day, and it was somebody with sign language. It was an interpreter at some political thing, and they were doing some pretty provocative movements, and it was everybody was starting to laugh. There was one of them from that too. That was from a TV show, but yeah, it's like
so who provides the sign language person at the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
And like, how do deaf people don't know the words? They can't figure it out.
I guess not.
And everybody raving over Reba's version. I did not.
I didn't hear it. We missed the national anthem.
It was terrible.
How did we miss it?
It
we
was
were just
terrible.
talking.
It wasn't. It was not the national anthem.
I was
It
really
wasn't
checked
too.
out of this Super Bowl for
Oh,
the
I
most
was
part
too.
compared to normal.
Dude, I didn't watch like the middle of it at all.
Yeah.
I was after the first quarter ended and I seen a field goal kicked as the first score in the second quarter. I was just like, to hell with it. I'm out.
It was boring as shit the first quarter. No scores in the first quarter.
I mean, I came back and watched it at the end of the fourth quarter, but I think we watched an episode of something in the middle there.
It's a solid idea.
And as far as Usher for a halftime show, what? I heard he dressed up like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and this is my confession. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Although when Lil Jon came out and Ludacris, that was all right. That's about the best part of the show. They was like, they're on roller skates.
They were roller skating?
Yeah.
I know,
What
we didn't-
the hell were
we
they
didn't notice
doing?
that either.
I don't know. What is with people?
Well, you can tell they're rich because, you know,
You
Poor-
can tell they're rich.
poor black people do not roller skate.
Poor black people do not roller skate. That's a fact.
That's more of a poor white folk deal.
Yes, roller skating is poor white. That is poor white people like activity
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That is 100% accurate.
That's why I did it so much in college.
You roller skated a lot in college?
Rollerbladed a lot.
Oh, rollerblading's different.
Oh, yeah. Rollerblading is like the true,
Yeah.
you know.
If you were a rink rat and going to roller rinks all the time, then we'd have an issue. Those people are insufferable.
Yes.
But rollerblading, no, I rollerbladed back in college.
I tried rollerblading. I wasn't good at it.
Well,
I roller skated all the time, but I did not like rollerblading.
so I never liked rollerblading, but we had a group of like attractive women that liked to rollerblade. So
Yeah, they
and they'd
usually
wear
wore tight stuff.
yes, yes. So it's very advantageous to take advantage of that.
Yeah. See,
So-
we just made them go slow and we walked near them when they did.
You're like, they go slow.
I had a pair of rollerblades and I'm like, fuck these things.
I still have them. They
Oh,
make my
man.
lower back hurt. Now, if I tried it, my balance is my center of gravity is way different than it was
Oh, yeah.
25 years ago.
I hate to think how fast I would fall.
Fall and break something.
Yeah. It would be pretty bad. Oh man, can I not find like
Find like a.
a short clip of what I want?
Only the long clip of what you want.
That is true. Oh, here we go. Wow, the internet's slow.
Is it?
And why is it?
After you
Google,
play your...
Google, you are pissing me off.
Oh, is that what you typed in? Google, you are pissing me off?
No.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, woo! Can I... I want to talk about this clip. I sent it to you guys. I think it was last night or the night before. It was last night. This Shane Gillis clip. I'm going to play it. I'm Bluetoothed in.
Oh, okay.
And here we go. Okay, hold on.
The internet's slow.
It almost got me.
Wait, let me go back to the beginning.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me.
He ducks.
I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Oh, boy. This is Shane Gillis.
It's funny
Great
when you bring
stand-up.
up Down syndrome, you can always tell who's never been around it in their lives. You know what I mean? Like if I tell people, if I'm like, yeah, I have family members with Down syndrome, people that have never been around it are always like, oh. Like Down syndrome's the fucking end of the world. Oh. Are they okay? Are they doing okay? It's like, they're doing better than everybody I know.
That's true.
I know
It
having a
is.
good time pretty consistently. Sorry they're not on fucking Adderall and anti-anxiety like the rest of us. They're on fucking Capri Suns. Having a good time. Dude, my Uncle Danny sneaks grilled cheese sandwiches into restaurants just in case they don't serve grilled cheese sandwiches.
This is my
Where he's
favorite.
getting
I
his
want this
fucking
drop.
dinner. It's the best. It's the best. You'll be out to dinner with him, you look across the table, you see him sneaking a grilled cheese.
Right here.
Yo, where'd you get that cheese, Danny?
I want that drop. Where'd you get that cheese, Danny?
His dad's with him. He's like, that fucker, he's been making them at night. I know he is. I'm not making them at night, Dad. And he'll look at you and be like, I'm making them at night. What's better than that, dude? What's better? What's better? What's better than Uncle Danny? Uncle Danny, 3 a.m, shirtless, baggy gym shorts, quietly, secretly in his parents' kitchen, on a secret mission to make 10 grilled cheese sandwiches. Just
I love this clip so much.
every day his dad comes down the steps like, where's the fucking bread going? He's got 8 sandwiches in a closet. Don't go in my room!
Anyway, where'd you get that cheese, Danny?
That is a good one. I will get that drop.
Where'd you get that cheese, Danny? I just love that. Down syndrome are the only people like seriously consistently having a good time.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of truth to that.
There is.
We could all take a lesson.
Just be happy, man.
But there ain't nobody with Down syndrome on the Epstein Island jet.
Nobody with Down syndrome on the internet complaining about seeing Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
Not one. They don't care that Travis Kelce yelled at Andy Reid.
Right?
You know, Taylor, he's angry. You probably shouldn't be with him. Well, you know, I'm sure she knows that he's a roided up.
Yeah, right?
You know.
He's, you know, you got to remember, he's not young either. He's what, like 34 or 35?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
shocked he's still playing at the level he is.
I kind of feel like he will.
He's
probably
tailing
retire.
off.
Yeah, he will probably. I don't know that he's tailing off. I mean, he had a pretty good game last night and a pretty good playoffs. But I have a feeling with his brother retiring, you're going to see him in the next year or two retire.
Well, why continue to beat yourselves up? He's already got 3 rings.
Yeah.
Why continue to beat yourself up when they already have a career outside of that? They're, as you said, they're already doing a podcast, which is
Yeah, they're going to be like the
way
Mannings.
more popular than this. So
Yeah,
thanks for that, listeners, for sharing with everybody.
Exactly. I'm sure half of our listeners are going, I'm going to pause this
fuck
and
you
go
guys.
over
I'm going to
and,
go listen to the Kelsey podcast.
Yeah, those guys are funny.
Well, you should listen to the Always Sunny podcast. Or just go listen to Ho Rogan for a little bit.
Exactly. Tell him, go listen to him and then comment on every video that he should give us 1%. 1% of his contract.
Joe Rogan in 2 contracts has made over $500 million in 2 contracts.
Yes. To do what we do.
And we're just asking for, of that $500 million, like 0.25%.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's it.
0.25%.
Maybe you guys are asking too little.
Maybe give us
That's probably
1%, bitch.
That's what I keep saying.
1%.
That's what I've been saying.
Jesus. And I know there's millions of podcasts out there to listen to, and apparently if you're with us right now, you chose to listen to this, so why not ask somebody else if they want to listen to it or share it with them? And
Yeah, or torture them with it.
or one of the two, absolutely.
I'm good with either.
Dude, man, if you have someone tied up in your basement right now and they hate shitty podcasts, we have over 500 hours of podcast you could play for them.
Yeah.
You could play podcasts for almost a full month straight to torture them.
That is almost true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to pull up some quick math here because
It's
So
20. Well, we have probably, we're over 500 hours. It's what, 22 days is 500 hours roughly. Actually, more than that. 23 days, 24, 23, 24.
oh no, it'd be more than that.
Wouldn't it? Let me do some math here. I said meth, not math. Do math.
I would have thought you had enough time for that today.
Right.
So you could play it for a full month, 30 days, 16 and a half hours a day.
Yeah.
16 and a half.
Yes, 16.7 actually.
So you could give them a reprieve for a little bit.
You could let them sleep.
That would make up for if it was a 31-day calendar.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't you do this, everybody? Just stream it. Torture people.
Put somebody in your basement.
Because obviously we're not good enough to make it being a good podcast, so we might as well just embrace being... Is this what happened to people when they decide to just turn evil?
I think so, yeah.
They just
Are we
embrace
there?
it. Yeah, I think so.
Are we
We
there?
made the heel turn.
Huh. I'll be damned.
You know, we don't give a fuck about bringing you a good podcast anymore. Fuck you guys. Right? We're going to bring you a shitty, terrible podcast.
Just hours of Junior going,
Hours of spouting off our opinions, which you better agree with us or else you're wrong.
yes, you are wrong if you do not agree with us. And you're probably more wrong if you do. I think. That's my opinion, but it's my podcast, so go fuck yourself.
That's right. I have the microphone, so you will do exactly what I say.
Yes.
Nah, I don't like it.
Take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good.
So most people on the trope usually for sitcoms is whenever they have the evil versions of their characters, they put on a fake mustache.
Yes.
Do we have to shave ours off?
I don't. I'm wearing a merkin.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I'm all right. We come in all baby face, no facial hair. Uh-oh, it's an evil Phil and Adam podcast.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. They are from the worst timeline.
I'd be like, we're going to release this podcast on a Monday.
And today, we're going to talk about changing
That is the sad
the
part.
cat's litter box.
Our evil doppelgangers already exist
I know, they're already out there.
in this timeline.
They've already made podcast.
Well, Pericles and what?
Oh, jeez. Aaron, is it?
No. It's another kind of strange. Not
We should
common
cue
name.
some up. We haven't listened to a lot in a while. Used to give us hours of fodder.
We have so much stuff on YouTube now that I don't know if they'll even come up anymore.
Well, you remember you got to go to their new one. What was it? Conspiracy something? Or hold on, I think I followed it. I believe on Facebook or on YouTube. Sorry,
Yeah, I probably did too.
they are now. Oh shit! I don't know how to navigate this shit.
Mia, I should download their stuff.
You should.
Oh, I should make some shorts out of it.
Oh
They'll get bigger than we do.
no, you're fucking right, dude. They will get bigger than us. I want to go to my account. I want to go. I don't want my history. There we go. Prescriptions. So these guys are now. Oh, fuck. I actually follow quite a few things on.
They're not suspicious observers, are they?
No.
That's not them, is it?
Wasn't it something conspiracy something?
Probably. Why can't I find it? I've subscribed to too much stuff.
Yeah, right? I watch too much weird shit on I put in P&A Podcast and it comes up with a lot of our shit on here.
Yeah.
You act surprised.
Well, nobody wants that. It's been proven evident. Is a conspiracy guy? No. Oh, man, it's bummed that I lost these guys. Oh, here it is. The hypotheticals. So look up the hypotheticals. Hypotheticals.
There it is. Google heard you.
Hello there, and welcome to what is being called the P&A Podcast. Here we are committed to making your Mondays more fun, if fun is a word that can be used to describe Mondays.
Yes. I was going to say joyful, but as you said, it's not an accurate word to describe Mondays.
Do you
But
think that they went out
here
and
we
saw
are
all of our videos out there and
doing
went, we should
something
change
on
our
a
name
Monday.
now?
Not
Probably.
Today's not Monday, but putting out quality content that you can listen to on a Monday. Every morning at 7:30, we are hoping to get these beautiful quality content.
These two would be so
filled
gay if they didn't fear
podcasts
rejection.
out to you beautiful people.
Right?
And so
They would just totally be doinking each other.
yes. So Austin, why don't you
Austin.
take us more through what we'll be doing here?
Thank you, Pericles.
Pericles.
You're
Monday
welcome.
morning,
Pericles.
Thank you, Pericles.
Pericles.
cut me off casually.
Pericles, thank you.
Every morning
Yes.
we'll be providing you with... Did it again. Every morning we'll be providing you with a short news segment,
They too do not believe in
followed
editing.
by a segment which is going to be filled with
They believe less in being good than we
something
do,
funny
too.
or interesting that we find. Something that
I've said
hopefully
this a
spice
million
up your
times and I'll
day.
say it over again. I am so
And then following that,
flattered
we'll have
that people thought we took the time and actually created
week
this.
advice.
Yes.
Slice
Did
of
it
life.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes,
It-
because what other advice?
certainly-
would
hopefully
you want?
people realize
you
listening
don't
to
need
us talk
advice
right now
from
that we
anyone
can't-
else in
we
your
can't
life
do it.
except
We-
for us.
No one else in their
We
life
are truly
except for us.
like the people you need advice from.
We are truly like
so,
the people
yes, that
you need
should be
advice
my
from.
favorite segment. But yeah, so we're actually really
nothing's
looking
better than an
forward to this. We've
but
been
yeah.
planning
Yeah,
this for
That's
the
what I
last
go
few
for every
months now.
podcast.
Austin had
But
this
yeah.
idea for the last few years.
But yeah.
we've put into the action the last few months.
We should get drops off of this.
So we're just
I feel
really
like we need a
excited
drop
to get
refresh.
This out to you guys
This is their
and
tail-
then
their trailer.
See where it goes. You
Yeah.
know?
This is what's supposed
Very
to make you want to
curious.
listen to it.
Hopefully we grow.
No, and
grow
it's
a
4
good
minutes
fan
long.
base. A bunch of you are friends. But
Should we do
hopefully
podcast trailers?
you enjoy
Notice
this
that they seem
as
to
much
do
as we
this and
enjoy making these for you guys.
They're in and
So-
out. It's the mic. They're
mean,
closer
look
and they're
forward to
further
the
away,
stuff
and
we
then they're
put
going.
out.
They're probably rocking
Should be
back
fun.
and forth.
Interesting.
If you
They're both sitting
like what
cross-legged
you
on the
hear,
floor and rocking back and
leave
forth.
Something in the comment section below. Let us know if you're interested or not. Leave a like, comment, subscribe.
They're sharing a microphone.
Yes, and if you don't, we will still find you and somehow.
This is the
figure out
creepiest
how to
part.
subscribe you.
Very police
Because
vibes there. The
we're not
band.
Yeah.
We will
desperate,
find
but
you.
We would like for you to follow us at some point in life
Follow us or else.
because we're desperate.
We're
But
Desperation's a stinky cologne, Percules.
We ask that you would please bear with us that we're still learning. We
yes,
still have
We love to.
no idea what we're doing.
new to the game, my friend. New to the game.
Hypotheticals apparently
Alright, I
are
guess
a
that about
band
wraps it up.
as well.
Game recognized game.
Are they a good
Will
band?
be will be here.
Can
for
we
you
listen to some
people.
hypotheticals after
Watch
this?
out for us.
Yeah.
You got
We're
20
going to
seconds left in
dominate
this.
the podcast world.
They're going to dominate the podcast
we will
world.
show
Yeah.
you.
They're going to Joe Rogan
we
this shit.
are going
We
to
have
be
such
number one
sights to
podcast
show
in the
you.
world by 2022.
They want to be the number one
And
podcast
so
in the world by
be with
2022. I
us
wonder if they
on
met
this
that goal.
journey. Yes, thank you.
By their like 9 episodes and 1 trailer, I don't think they did.
You don't think they became the number one podcast in the world by 2022?
I don't think so.
I don't ever want to be the number one podcast in the world. I just want to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't need to be number one. Hell,
I can be dead last.
I can be number 20. I don't know what this is.
Was that their?
Oh, you have the autoplay on. You're a monster.
I do have the autoplay on. I'm a monster on my phone.
That is so fucking
To be
creepy.
fair, do you want to know why I have the autoplay on my phone? Because I listen when I take a shower, and I don't have to reach out and start the next song.
So you do realize with that bootleg that you have, you also have YouTube Music?
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
And then you don't have to have autoplay on like some kind of psychopath.
That is psychopathic behavior. Fucking autoplay on YouTube. Get the fuck out of here.
Jeez, oh Pete. I mean,
Well, you're the one that I might be the crazy one because autoplay on YouTube. I don't use dark mode on Facebook, and you always you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Dark mode.
dude, I have to use dark mode on everything.
It's when the background's black.
That
Yeah.
actually gives me like major.
Yeah.
It gives me a migraine.
Dark mode does? See, it should be the opposite.
It doesn't. I get so like.
That's why you guys work.
Adam thinks I'm psycho because I don't use dark mode and I'm on autoplay on.
I cannot.
You're crazy fucking matches.
It's a lot of
Holy
crazy.
shit.
It's a lot of crazy.
Holy shit.
So ours is normal. Yours is crazy.
Ah, boy.
So what does that make me that I enjoy your company?
Austin and Percules.
I just want to nominate the podcast world to be the number one podcast in 2022.
Yes, Austin. We're gonna have the number one podcast by 2022.
I say we start laying. We need to think positive, make it happen. So let's start telling people we are the number one podcast in 2025.
I gotta say, we gotta easily be the number one podcast in Sanilac County.
Oh, easy.
Can we say the Tri-County area? Let's start
would-
calling it the Tri-County area.
I would think so.
Tri-County area. We're number one.
Yes, I like it.
I
We need- we
I should
need a
work for
jingle.
Sanilac Broadcasting. I just ripped that off.
I don't know why you want to class it up so much, but
Yeah, right.
you could, except for your talent.
Right? Huh. We should hear some hypotheticals. The band.
Let's do it.
Obviously, we're at the beginning of something.
Oh, I thought they were going to be a punk outfit.
I don't expect
It's a good thing your voice is decent because she ain't much to look at.
The fuck is this Taylor Swift ass shit?
They actually have real strings in the band.
Okay. They get bonus points for that.
Another ugly chick, though.
Oh. This is why they haven't made it big.
Oh. I don't know what he plays yet, but they got a black guy in the
They should have really Milli Vanilli'd this.
Oh no, Milli Vanilli.
Oh, nice. They're going for that modern Motown vibe, aren't they?
Yeah.
I could dig this.
I can see this playing like at a wedding reception before the actual party
Can
starts.
you put this in the playlist for that?
Yeah.
People be like, what the fuck was that?
That was great. It sounded like they had a black guy in the band.
I could tell by the bass.
Of course, it's all white men in the control booth in the video.
Yeah. Oh, they showed the control booth?
Yeah.
Is it white dudes doing this?
No, it's old white dudes laughing.
They're like, hey, watch this. The black guy does whatever we tell him to.
I still don't know what the black guy does. He might just be a producer too.
Oh, okay.
It's a white guy on drums, which is why the beat's simple.
Yeah, that's true. They got a white boy on the drums.
It's a very racist episode by us. Reverse racism.
Yeah, reverse racism, yeah.
Yeah.
Because white people are the worst.
It's a photo negative of racism.
Right? How many of those people that wanted to go to Epstein Island were white? I'd say 90% of them, except for Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah. You ever heard when Jerry Seinfeld was getting interviewed about his comedians riding in cars?
No.
And gets mad at the guy. Oh, I got to find this and play it for you. We'll let some hypotheticals play out.
Would racism be a thing if there weren't white people?
Probably.
I do know that Japanese people hate Chinese people. Is that a thing? Is that racism? They're all Asian, though. But that's still like... What is that considered?
I don't know.
National centrism? Huh. Oh, they just said the band name.
I see that.
It's kind of like in a movie when that's the name of the movie. I too will die hard.
This is jazzy. I dig it.
I don't mind it. I really don't. It's very easily digestible, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of poppy and fun. It's not like...
Doesn't make you want to hop in your bathtub with your toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Makes me feel like driving with the top down on a sunny day going to get your paycheck.
This is the kind of music that makes you feel like you're an adult listening to it.
That's a valid point.
I'm not a punk bitch anymore.
I ain't no child no more.
I'm listening to the hypotheticals.
That's right.
People are like, well, what's that? Well, it's a very cultured taste.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to know.
Yes.
I pause this shit. What the hell?
Oh, I guess I could have been nice again. Why didn't you grab it?
All right, so here's Jerry Seinfeld being asked about why most of the guests on his show are white.
IYKYK.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males.
Who the fuck said this? They're asking this.
Yeah, let's get into that.
No,
Let's get into that.
BuzzFeed.
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see?
Jesus Christ.
A lot of whiteys.
A lot of whiteys.
What's going on here? Oh, this really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me off. People think it's the census or something. I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares? It's just funny. You know, funny is the world that I live in. You're funny, I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested. Okay. And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that. But everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? You know, I think that's...
well, here's the reason, though.
It's anti-comedy.
Because white people do comedy that white people like. And black people don't tend to. But black people do comedy that black people get and like. And white people wish they understood.
Well, there is a cultural difference there, and that's fine. And then there's the crossovers that everybody likes. You know,
right?
your Eddie Murphys and your and your Jerry
your Chris
Seinfeld
Rocks and your Jerry Seinfeld. They go across. Oh yeah, and then there's comedy no one understands. Mexicans.
Yeah,
like what the fuck's a chancla?
And Sinbad.
Right. It's I saw Sinbad live once, and he actually was pretty funny live.
He's hilarious. I
saw him up in Mount Pleasant, and it was actually a really good show.
You know, you don't picture somebody being that funny in Zubas.
No, but Sinbad was a funny dude. Like the thing about it is we talked about it earlier in this episode. He just has that energy, that magnetism,
that moxie.
Too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like to see him live, you cannot help but pay attention to him, even though he just commands the room without effortlessly.
Yeah. So speaking of live, we need to figure out like next week when we're going to do our episodes, announce it tomorrow on tomorrow's episode.
Why are we going to go do the Hot and Now challenge?
Oh,
Hot
yeah.
and Ready?
Next week's
Hot
the
Now.
Hot Now challenge.
Hot and Now, yeah. I got to set that all up. We got to do it Saturday or Sunday. It's a 3-hour and 20-minute drive. So here's how I picture it going. Yeah.
We get a hotel room?
We could stay overnight. We could call one of the local watering hole establishments down there and see if they'd entertain us as a podcast.
Well, we do got to figure out who all is wanting to make this trek.
So that's really what we need to do as far as
yeah. We need to set a for sure day and
then figure out travel arrangements, whether we need to take one vehicle or two.
Yeah.
And obviously the equipment's going to be a bitch. How do we take this equipment portable? I have no idea.
We don't take all this equipment. We take probably a P4.
Okay.
And we probably take a GoPro that we can pump the P4 into.
Okay.
I don't think we take any headphones.
Okay.
And we have a couple of mics. Like we take a couple of the task cams.
Okay.
That we can turn the gain way up on and have them pick. We put one in the front, one in the back, kind of thing.
So I'm going to one up all of it. I'm just going to bring all the equipment, including all the DJ equipment, and we'll end up doing a DJ gig that night.
That would be great.
Just an impromptu DJ gig in Sturgis, Michigan. What do you think of that?
I love it. Gorilla DJ.
Gorilla DJ, bitches.
Hell yes.
Probably get a bigger phone.
This is something we should actually do.
We should. What if we just showed up at a bar and started setting up?
Just be like, we're going to DJ tonight.
Yep. Bitch.
That's not a bad idea.
George hired us.
Yeah. The fuck is George? He said you'd say that.
Yeah. He called it. He called it.
But I tell you what, George said if he shows up here and we're not playing music,
there will be hell to pay.
And I tell you what, as someone who's seen someone who's crossed George before, I do not want to have to drink through a feeding or eat through a feeding tube for a month or two. Right?
Oh, all right. We should get out of this one.
All right. So watch out for George.
Yeah, big time.
Gorilla DJ. I love the idea.
I
just
do too.
show up somewhere and set up.
I do too.
What are they going to say? No.
Oh, okay. We've been paid. That's all taken care of.
We are
and then
gonna
at the
put
end of the night, be like,
bitch better have my money.
Yeah.
Right? All right. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. Go to our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook. Like us, follow us if you haven't already, please.
Yeah.
And if you go to our page, you can share it with all of your friends on your list too. Send them an invite. You never know. You might either piss them off or make them happy.
Exactly.
We're going to do a heel turn at some point here. We've already determined that. So
it's in process.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, in process.
So please, yes, like I said, social medias, like us, follow us. We're posting a lot more comedy, so stay tuned to our page. There's going to be video, short clips. We've posted some memes or just things we find interesting, like ketchup stains. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
From all of us here at the P&A Podcast Express, make good choices.